everyone, this is OmegaZula's channel, and today I want to show you the abilities of this hero, how their animation looks like. Ultimate Death Knight is a legendary champion from Undead Hordes. Ultimate Death Knight was introduced in patch 5.80 as a free legendary Logan reward in August 2022 as a huge marketing campaign for the original Death Knight who is desperate to transcend to greatness. He can only be obtained for a limited time from August 25th to October 27th in 2022. During this period, he will not be able to be summoned from shards until the Ultimate Death Knight hunt finishes at the end of the event. Just as there are exalted heroes and lowly peons among the mortals, so too is it the case that the undead hordes are composed of many small and humble soldiers, and a few rare and powerful overlords who steer the course of the collective. Unlike the fractious, ambitious mortals, the undead appear to have singular unity and obedience. Their hierarchies are absolute. The history of thousands of battles lend their weight to this being axiomatic. An undead who dreams of rising above its station is, on principle, absurd. Surely all of this wildly creative storytelling bears little resemblance to the facts on the ground, but it is nonetheless a fascinating insight into the minds of the people. If the Death Knight represents the idea that a humble and well-meaning soul could still find some measure of dignity in undeath a comforting fantasy, then the Ultimate Death Knight represents the fantasy that fame will not go to one's head and power will not corrupt that humble soul into an arrogant brute. Both of these mortal obsessions, writ large upon the blank canvas of undeath's clean white skull, may yet have caused the manifestation of both types of Death Knight. A popular myth, arising from no particular source but from many common misapprehensions, could be reflected and amplified by its own infamy, until it gives rise to the very phenomenon that produced the myth to begin with. Only the gods can say. Ultimate Death Knight skills. Attack 1. Heckler of Legends. Attacks one enemy. Has a 30% chance of placing a provoke debuff for one turn. The chance increases to 55% against legendary champions. Attack 2. Rats off to you 4 turns cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Has an 80% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack points debuff for 2 turns. Also has an 80% chance of placing a fear debuff for 1 turn on each legendary champion. Attack 3. Get comfy everyone. 5 turns cooldown. Places a shield buff and a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield buff is proportional to this champion's defense. And his passive effect, Too Awesome to Die. Whenever an ally is attacked, has a 100% chance of completely blocking 1 hit, decreasing the damage to 0. This champion will receive that damage instead. The chance decreases to 50% if the attacker is a boss. Does not work if the attack on the ally was an AoE attack. Whenever an enemy is healed, heals this champion by 20% of that heal. Second passive effect, Didn't Need 'em. Increase this champion's health points, defense, and speed by 10% for each dead ally. An aura increases team's defense in all battles by 30%. This was OmegaZula's. Thank you very much for watching until the end. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Until next time, see you soon.